Dylan's Fear Files. I never wanted to get married. I always thought that getting married was a trap that blinded you with a white dress and tacky wedding decor. That was until I met Damien. Damien had it all: looks, manners, charisma, and money. I knew the second I met him that I wanted to marry him. We only dated for 3 months until he popped the big question Christmas morning in front of family. We were married the following April. It was a beautiful spring day. Him, being of wealth and persistence, made the wedding happen pretty fast, and was far more involved than any man I'd ever seen be involved in the planning. We then spent months traveling around Greece and the surrounding countries. 2 weeks after coming back to the States, I learned I was pregnant. March came around and I delivered the baby. A beautiful boy with dark eyes and jet black curly hair, properly named Makeo, a name originated from Greece, where he was conceived. The first 2 years I spent my days being a stay-at-home mom to my little angel. Mommy and me yoga and sing-along classes at the local library filled my days. I couldn't have been happier. Then the day came that my son was taken away from me. He had developed a virus, one we battled for 7 months. Doctors said it was passed from me, my poisoned blood, when he was still in me and lay dormant for the first 2 years of his precious life. And let me tell you, there is no pain like the pain you feel seeing your child being lowered into the cold ground. Burying our son changed Damien. He was no longer the loving, doting man I fell in love with. I couldn't blame him. I changed in a way too, but I couldn't change my feelings towards him. He spent his days at work more than at home. Slowly he started speaking crudely to me. He would tell me that it was our fault our son had died. It was my poisoned blood that ruined his life and I should never be allowed to carry kids again. Being an uneducated girl, living so far from family, and no money that was mine, I was stuck. I took the verbal abuse and learned to let it roll off my shoulders. I cried myself to sleep every night. 8 months to the day we lost Makeo, I learned I was pregnant again. Damien snapped back to the guy I married. I could see it was a mask, a facade. I gave birth to a beautiful girl. She had jet black hair with curls with green eyes, like my grandfather. Everything was great. My days were filled with making hair bows and going for walks and making her dresses. Like clockwork, when she was 3, she came down with a cold. I was terrified. I did everything I could to keep it hidden. I even went to visit my parents to try and get her better. It didn't work. She got worse and ended up in the hospital. The night she was admitted, I went home to get some clothes and my bathroom supplies so I could stay with her at the hospital. I opened the door and was greeted by him. His eyes were black with hate. "I see you infected another child. How do you live with yourself?" "She'll be fine. She just has a bad cold," I lied. I walked past him to head upstairs. I reached the 3rd step, and that's when everything went black. I awoke in the hospital 2 days later. Damien beat me within inches of my life. I had 4 broken ribs, a fractured ocular bone, a brain bleed, 2 broken wrists, and countless bruises and bumps. 10 days of cops, detectives, and answering the same questions over and over again. I woke up from a nap to see the police report on the table by my hospital bed. I thumbed through the pages. I fell to my knees when I read the transcript of the 911 call that was placed. "Dispatcher, 911, what's your emergency?" Caller, "Please send someone to help my mommy." Dispatcher, "Is your mommy sick? Hurt? Why does she need help?" Caller, "Daddy is a bad man. Just send someone, please." Dispatcher, "What is your address?" Caller, 121 Avery Court. Dispatch, "Are you in the house?" Caller, "Send someone." Dispatcher, "Are you in the house?" Caller, "Send someone." Dispatcher, "What is your name? How old are you?" Caller, "Makeo, and I'm 6 years old. I stayed to protect my mommy and my baby sister. It's not mommy's fault." Dispatcher, "You're a brave boy, Makeo. Makeo, where are you now? Makeo? Makeo!" Caller disconnected. I've never been a believer of the afterlife. When Makeo died, I lost faith in a lot of things. After seeing the transcript of that call, I started to believe again. I had the option to listen to the call, but I declined. Hearing his voice would have only made me obsessed with contacting him again. Mikhail had done a brave thing, and deserved to be free now. Damien was sentenced to 15 years for attempted murder, which he pled guilty to. I got a letter from him 3 months ago, saying he was sorry. I wrote him back saying I forgave him. Divorce was finalized, and I was awarded with everything, even full custody of Briella. Briella recovered from her bad cold, and is now in the 1st grade. I always tell her about her older brother, and how he saved Mommy's life.